Good morning, I am WayWornWyrm, and welcome to my channel. This is the introductory video to the story A Brave New Galaxy. A Brave New Galaxy can be best described as a space opera, and is in a lot of ways influenced by Star Trek. Probably mostly by Star Trek The Next Generation. This influence comes in from several places, not the least among them being I absolutely love Star Trek TNG, and it is my favorite Star Trek series. Another way it comes in is Star Trek has helped define the terms we use when talking about space operas, so it has at least some influence over almost every space opera out there. And a third way is the game I'm using for this. I know the creator of the game, and I'd be very surprised if Star Trek was not one of several things that influenced him while creating this game. Now, the game it's based on is called Astra Imperia, and is a tabletop pen and paper strategy game in space. As I understand it, the creator of the game was a long-term player of a different game called Starfire, specifically Starfire 3rd Edition, and as that game moved into a different creative direction, from there, he sat down and created his own game that reflected what he wanted better than Starfire's 4th Edition did. Now, the story is going to share a lot with my other main story, The Second Rise of the Roman Empire, in that it will be a series of scenes that flow chronologically. Unlike that story, there will not be texts from the future of the story talking about the events of the story, as this is a sci-fi story and not the historical story that The Second Rise of the Roman Empire is. As a space opera, there'll be plenty of aliens that appear in the story. In fact, it takes place in a galaxy other than the Milky Way, so almost every creature is an alien. However, the story will only ever take the perspective of human characters. Taking the perspective of aliens will humanize them and allow you to understand their point of view, which I believe defeats the whole point of having aliens in a story. Aliens are supposed to be unknowable and, well, for lack of a better word, alien. As soon as you start seeing things from their side and start understanding where they come from, they go from this unknown thing to essentially a weird human culture. A great example of what I'm talking about with this, I believe, is the Klingons from Star Trek, especially as they're depicted in The Next Generation as a warrior species, and granted, they're less like racist stereotypes of Mongolians like they were in the original series. They don't really feel alien. They're one of the main aliens in Star Trek. Well, thank you for listening to my introduction to A Brave New Galaxy, and stay tuned right here for the first installment of A Brave New Galaxy up next.